Steve, it goes without saying, massive game this week. Two teams at the start of the season that many people had penned in as promotion rivals, and it's turning out that way.
Well, Middlesbrough had a great year last year, didn't they, and just missed out in the playoff final, so, and rightly so. They've invested well, and they've got a feel-good factor about them, of course, for the last 12 months in particular. So yeah, I mean, it's early, but it should be a really good game. Both teams are playing very, very well at the minute, and it'll give us an idea of what we face and how good they are. But I said at the start that Middlesbrough and Derby and Burnley, for me, would be the teams that we have to beat, and at this particular moment, we're all doing well. So long way to go. Winter's just started, but yeah, a big enjoyable game where we look forward to the challenge.
Now, yesterday when Atta Karanka looked ahead to this game, he was very complimentary about you and Hull. He said Steve is a very good manager who is very experienced. The team is representing the manager, and he's a Premier League manager. How do you react to that?
It's very kind of him. It's very kind of him, and I mean, he's done well himself. You know, he's come in from Madrid and Spain, and it took him a little while to get his philosophy over. But he plays in a certain way now where they're going to be difficult to play against. And certainly when he sends compliments like that, and he's trying to get me the wrong way, does he want a nice Spanish red or something like that? And of course, you know, he nicked me number 2 as well this time last year, which he owes me one. But so it'd be good to see Steve and Arto. I don't really know him well, but certainly what he's done since he's come into the country, he's done very, very well.
And you look at the way Middlesbrough have played of late, people will look at the results, but last 3 games, 3 clean sheets, one of those at Old Trafford.
Yeah,
that speaks volumes.
Impressive. They've been very impressive, and you know, and I was right at the start that I thought Middlesbrough would be right up there, and nothing's changed on that. And of course, in the summer they've brought in people like Nugent and Down and strengthened from last year. So, you know, you have to pay a big compliment to Steve Gibson and the way he's run the club over the years. And after tomorrow, I wish them the best of luck, because they do deserve a bit of success. They've been in this championship now for a while. But if you remember the good times years and years ago under Brian Robson and, you know, Ravanelli and all them days, then they would be striving to go back there.
And from your perspective now, top of the league, Hull City are there to be shot at by everybody else. Is that what you wanted?
Well, it's nice to be at the top rather than the bottom, and believe me. And we've won more games this year than we did all of last year. So you would rather be at the top end, without question. However, with that becomes an expectation. And we've had to deal with the expectation of a relegated club, get over of being relegated, lifting the doom and gloom which certainly surrounds any club. And we know how difficult that can be. But we've had a great run, and long may that continue. But we've only just started, really. We're a third of the way through. We've now got the important bit over these winter months. Can we, come March, April time, be in the same sort of position we're in now and give ourselves a chance and keep the run going?
And is it any coincidence that the results have certainly turned upwards, if you like, over the last 2 months, since the transfer window closed, since you had stability in the playing squad?
Well, we needed that to close, because the philosophy of the club of having people lose 40 and 50% of their wages is a fantastic philosophy, I have to say, because it doesn't get the club into a financial mess that some clubs have got. With that, though, becomes difficult because they've all got buyouts. When you're having a reduction in salary, then there must be a buyout clause, which there was in a lot of people's contracts. So we were waiting until that window closed. As soon as the window closed, it gave us an idea then. You know, when I think we were the last club to go and bring a player in, because we were just waiting to see who was going to be next, basically. You know, but we got good money for Chester and Brady and Ince and Jelavic. We didn't necessarily want to lose those players because they're good young players. However, it balanced the books a bit, and when the window closed, it gave, you're right, that little bit of stability. And then all of a sudden, we've got a couple of the injured ones back, like Mo Diarmi, for example, who was instrumental in winning us the game the other day. And of course, Jake Livermore coming back into the team, give everybody a lift too. So just at the right time, window closing, 2 or 3 coming back. And I have to say, a big compliment to the younger players we brought in. the younger players have brought a bit of energy and a bit of drive and a bit of youthful exuberance, which you need, especially after the season we had last year. So that's been good to see.
And finally from me, in terms of fitness, team news, how are you shaping up for tomorrow?
Well, everybody's okay, I think. I think Alex is struggling. I don't think Curtis Davis will make it, so big opportunity for Harry Maguire. So apart from that, though, we're okay. Robert Snodgrass will probably try and play in a game next week. We're trying to arrange a game for him. It's been a great 2 weeks for him because he's been training with us. So we welcome him back in the next 10 days or so, which can only give everybody a huge lift too.
Fantastic, thank you.
Thank you.
Steve, what's exciting you most of all about this game this weekend?
Well, it's a big game, isn't it? You can see by there's a few microphones around. It's a big game at the top end of the championship, and you know, nothing's going to be decided, but it gives you an idea of where you are and where you're up to. We've played very, very well of late. We're on a good run, and let's hope we can continue against one of the informed teams in the championship.
It looks like both yourself and Middlesbrough will be up there at the end of the season. What significance then do you attach
I think
to the outcome?
we both hope that we're going to be up there. I don't think we're going to take it for granted, because when we're on a good run, you must take advantage of it. But round the corner in football, there's always, you know, Brighton haven't been beaten yet, and are not top of the league, which is a fantastic achievement. We're going 15 games without being beaten. So it just shows you how difficult it is. And there's 3, 4, 5, 6 teams where we keep winning, but there's no daylight between us. So they're doing well too. So still a long way to go. I think it's only just started, in my opinion. The winter's upon us. We must keep focused to make sure we keep doing what we're doing.
Two of the best defences as well in the Championship tomorrow going up against each other. What are you expecting in terms of contest?
Well, let's be fair. If you haven't got a decent defence to give you that stability, then you're not going to achieve. And we've made sure that we've worked hard, and of course that helps keeping the clean sheet if you possibly can. And Middlesbrough, like ourselves, have done it fantastically well, and it always gives yourself a chance. So it suggests that there won't be many goals in it, but you never know. Football's a strange one, and certainly this Championship's as strange as you can never predict it. So it should be a really good game though, against two very good teams.
And Steve's coming back, isn't he, for the first time?
Yeah, I mean it's I've spoke to him on numerous occasions. He was great for me for 2.5 years. We didn't want to lose him at the time. I personally didn't want to lose him, but he had such a fantastic offer, which these days in football, that sometimes you have to wish people all the best, and certainly he'll be welcome back with all of us here. He did a terrific job in 2.5 years, and after tomorrow I wish him the best of luck.
And finally, team's in good health, but what about you at the moment?
Not great at the moment, as you can hear and see, but don't worry, I'm not playing tomorrow, but I'll be okay, I'm sure.
Steve, from a personal perspective, how much more enjoyable is it to be in the situation that you're in now to last season?
Well, look, we all want to be in the Premier League. We all want to be pitting our wits against the biggest and best teams. But no disrespect to our club or any smallish club that you find yourself in the Premier League, it's always a struggle. It's a struggle. Eventually it'll catch you up, whether it's in your first season or your second season or your third season, unless you can be like a Swansea or something like that and get yourself really established. But make no mistake, you have better Saturday nights in the Championship than you do in the Premier League, unless you're a top club. So we've enjoyed winning. It's enjoyable to win. You know, we went unbeaten in pre-season. I think we've lost 2 out of our last 18, 19 games, if you count the cup games. So we've enjoyed that. Long may it continue, because there's a long way to go, and we've only just had a good start. So let's hope over the winter months that we can keep the run going.
Nevertheless, is there still a pressure? There must still be a pressure because you're up there. And
yeah, but football management, anybody is a pressure. We have to live with the expectation. You know, we are a team that's been in the Premier League. We are a team that's got to an FA Cup final. So all the pressures have been on from day one, really. I think it was realising it, that because of all that, there's an expectation. We're at the top of the league now, so there's an expectation. Everybody wants to turn you over. You know, we've been 3 or 4 teams over the last 6 weeks, 8 weeks have come to the KC and changed the formation or the system, you know. So we have to guard against that and be ready for that. But we're going well at the minute. Long may it continue, and let's hope when the daffodils come back in March and April that we're there or thereabouts still.